And we are live. Just gotta turn my sound off on YouTube and we'll be good to go. How is everybody? Well, they're probably not here yet. How are you? YouTube.
Oops,
And
turn it down.
whoop, whoop.
Woohoo.
Yeah, turn mine off too. How is everybody?
Nobody's here yet. They don't know. I don't think they
Oh,
are.
turn my sound off. Hang it. Yeah, mine's still catching up.
Just yeah, still starting to
Oh,
catch up. Once people start
yep.
coming in, you know, you know how it goes.
And catch up.
And it's weird. During this time, you would think there'd be a whole lot of people on YouTube, and at times there's just not.
Yeah, I know. It's just weird, especially with all of this isolation and that. Like,
Well, that's the
but
thing.
I kind of get it. I've been getting sick of watching
Stuff.
things, not
Yep.
not just you, not just YouTube. I'm like,
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Sorry, child in the room trying to find something.
all good. Hi, Sunshine Misty.
In either Grace's room or in my room.
Then go look for it.
Children.
I'm like, so you know where it is? No, it was either in Gracie's room or my room. I said, well, then go look for it. Hold on.
How are you, Sunshine? Isolated like the rest of us? Going crazy? I'm just saying, like, just sick of watching things. I'm like, I got up before and I'm like, what can I do?
All right. Sorry about that. Hi, Sunshine Misty. How are you? Yeah,
Oh
she has
gosh,
now figured it out. Oh, I just got your notification just
they're
now.
slow, aren't they?
Yes, 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 yes. But see, the
Oh,
the weird
like,
thing is there still court? I don't think there's still court going on at this moment. Is there?
I don't know. Well, okay, the dates are still in because I've got 12 cases to put down for the WhatsApp docket for April. But I guess it depends on, each court as to, what they're going to do, depending on the state, I guess.
Right.
So,
Hi, Shine
you know,
On.
hey, shine on. How are we, girls? Um, so yeah, it's going to depend state by state what happens with the courts. I'm still going to do the docket for next month.
And you
Just to,
these are new, aren't these? That you just
these,
sent me.
yeah, that he filed them last week. I think East Idaho News got a hold of a copy a couple of days ago, but it's only kind of been released by people over the last couple of days. And we haven't read these, guys, so we're reading these. We're hearing this stuff the same time as you guys, but I flipped through it
Mm-hmm.
just real quick, and there is some crazy stuff. So I'm gonna make it as big as possible on the screen, but we're gonna take turns reading it out. It's got black and white pictures in the affidavit scans that you guys have probably already seen of the storage facility, where they were putting stuff.
I'm
Will
sorry.
for one.
I'm listening. I'm totally listening to you, and at the same time, uh, was this
Are
yesterday?
you kind of reading through?
No, 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 no. I'm not even looking through that. I'm looking about what's going on here with coronavirus. That's all. I don't know if this was today.
Shannon, Shannon's just said Will from 411 now said Prince Charles tested positive for
Yes, he
corona.
did. I saw that. Yep.
Well,
Well, think about it. If all you do is shake hands with the people all day, what do you think's
mm,
going to happen? Of course,
yeah, and then what happens if he
most
dies? We
politicians.
have a new
I
New
wasn't even
airline.
going there. I wasn't even going to go there. I mean,
My
that's
mind just.
like, what if he dies? I'm like, I was thinking, okay, he'll get over it.
Well, how
In
old
my
is
mind,
he?
Prince Charles
He's
is in
not young.
he's in his 60s, I think.
Hang on, we watched The Crown.
Prince Charles has got to be in his 60s.
38. They were born in. No, I think he's older. I want to bet he's in his 70s.
He's 71 years old. I was wrong.
So we're in the Google
I didn't think he
chat.
was that old. I didn't think he was that
Yeah,
old. Damn. Do you think there's a little resentment with him that, Mom, come on. I want to
maybe.
be
He's not gonna
king.
get as he's not gonna get as much time on the throne as she did.
Shine on, he's actually 71. I just looked it up. Yeah, boy.
Yeah. So younger people have died of corona. Just saying. 71.
71 years old. Not that I'm saying that you're wrong or anything. I just looked. The only reason why is I wouldn't have known if I didn't look up. I thought
She's saying you're wrong. She hates Red Rum Media.
I hate you. I don't hate anybody else.
That's not nice.
And neither are you.
But
To me.
we have we have an excuse.
What's the excuse?
Isolation. Coronavirus.
Well, you're healed. God gave you the power.
Yes,
And he
I can go
healed you
outside.
from the corona. He healed
I'm
you.
on day 20 of isolation. I've been out in 20 days.
I think, what day are we on? But see, I've still gone out, like, to the store, like, necessary stuff.
Hmm. I haven't gone anywhere in 20 days. So,
They like us bantering.
meaning they're
We
like,
banter an awful lot.
she
That's what
does
friends do.
that's what friends are for.
Hold on, I'm going to try to share this on
In
my
good times,
community.
in bad times,
It
I'll be
is,
on
well,
your side forevermore. That's what friends are for. I didn't know where I wanted to go with the key there. So, about going up, but I went down.
all right.
And we just lost a
I'm
viewer.
trying to share. It's all right. I'm just trying to share this out, and then we could start talking about Vallow crap. Sound good?
Yeah. But out of all
Yeah.
of the cases, how bizarrest is this one?
This
This
one,
one keeps getting bizarre and bizarre and bizarre. Keeps getting.
it's beyond bizarre, in my personal opinion. Like it's
Like, I can't think of anything that one was more bizarre or two that took more twists and turns than this case.
this is and it's still far from over.
Oh, yeah.
Far,
We don't
far
even
from
know if
over.
we still don't know if the kids are dead for sure. I mean, after we read this, it might kind of hammer it home. But this is, yeah, shine on, silly. No more than 5 at weddings, 10 at funerals, but school still in. Absolutely stupid.
I don't understand that, y'all. Like I really don't.
He doesn't want our children to lose out on a year of education. And then someone said, so if the Prime Minister dies, does that mean only 10 people can go to his funeral?
That
I was
is.
like, yeah, there you go.
All right, I'm sharing this out in my community.
Thank you, darling. Yeah, 10 minutes of banter. Blah, 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 blah.
Why not?
No one else is really live, so I don't know where
Well,
everyone
Cece's
is.
live.
There's,
Coffee with Cece is. And
oh, yeah.
I don't know if Carla still is, but Carla's been live since like 8 o'clock. So
Oh, where are all my new subscribers?
they're coming. They're
You wanna?
sleeping. They're probably on. It's probably like 9 o'clock in the morning for them.
Hey, look, I know if I haven't read this affidavit, then there has to be other people out there who haven't heard it. Yeah.
You think people never heard of this case so far? I think
No, no,
everybody's heard
no,
of this
no.
case.
This affidavit that's
Oh,
going to
I
talk
didn't know
about
about this affidavit until you told me about it. Didn't know it
zombies
at
and
all.
crap. Yeah.
And this is a new affidavit, correct?
Yes, from last week that Brandon Boudreaux filed in
How do you
court.
spell his name? Brandon, B-R-A.
Oh gosh, how do you spell it, guys? It's like
Boudreaux.
the N
It's
D E U X.
Is his name in here?
How do you say it?
I think it's Bordeaux. I think you got it right. I just don't know how to spell it.
Bordeux.
Wait, hold on.
Is that how you spell it?
B-O-R-D-E-U-X.
DE. Yeah, I think so. So like French.
B-O-R-D-E-A-U-X.
Or okay. Is it still pronounced Bordeaux?
I think so. I'm just making sure that's his last name. Hold on. I don't like to put
Yeah,
false information out there. So we should have probably done this before we did all this. Sorry, everybody. I
probably,
apologize.
probably. But I mean, Shonan
A-U-X.
doesn't
She's right.
mind,
She's
and
right.
yeah, yeah.
A-U-X. All right. Just making sure. Just making sure. I have, like, that's
Yeah,
the one thing.
I don't have a sleeping pattern ever, so this is normal for me. Usually, I was getting back into a pattern, but I'm like, I can't sleep. Like, all right, we got this
Well,
affidavit. We can go read this
what
crazy shit.
now, what time is it there? What time is it there now?
1:15. Just add 2 hours and day to night to day.
Right. Boudrea. Now I see.
EA, yeah,
Yeah,
that's where I get
it's a
confused.
confusing. So I did have it spelled wrong. Hold on, gotta fix that.
I think it's still pronounced Bordeaux.
I think you're right.
Because I can't, the X is silent, so I don't know of any other way to say it. We can just say Brandon. So, um, how can I be half an hour ahead of you?
And that was her brother-in-law, right? Or nephew-in-law, kind of.
Nephew, yeah, nephew by marriage. So Laurie Vallow's niece, this is her ex-husband that she tried to kill. She admitted to trying to kill him, and he's in hiding with the children.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to put now. All right. I'm gonna go and get your link. I can't do that. I'm just gonna put
Hello, 5 people.
what's your
We're gonna
link?
we're gonna start soon. Okay.
What's your link? I can't.
The
I just put
YouTube link.
Miss. Just gonna put your name.
It's youtube.com/c/.
Now hold on. Say that again.
youtube.com/.
YouTube. Dot com /.
C Charlie.
What is it?
C for channel
Uh huh.
/. So it's a C in 2 /.
C 2 /.
Miss Murder AU. I thought you were in South Australia because I'm thinking like, New South Wales, Victoria is an hour. So, yep, that makes sense. And then I think Western Australia is a couple of hours behind us.
Who?
I just had a coffee, so I'm like,
I know. I'm still drinking mine. I just want to post this on mine, everybody. Sorry about that.
mm-hmm.
Now I'm good. Sorry. I just want to try to let people know what's going on.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's bring up the affidavit.
Okay.
That's as big as I can make it, guys.
Well,
Sorry.
if I were you, I
Hopefully you
wouldn't
can.
worry about putting up the words as much so as pictures because we're going to read you the words.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah,
Can do
because
that. I can scroll down. Hang on. But I'll need to scroll up to read because I'll run out of ink. But these pictures are just from East Idaho News that you guys have seen of the
going, yeah, into the
storage
storage unit.
area.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. But
Still bothers me some.
I know, I know. East Idaho News went and put together a really good timeline clip of these clips compared to like days of the shooting, like when Laurie's ex-husband was shot by her brother, and then he died a couple of months later, Alex Cox. So it was just really interesting to see them tie in um, this tire being taken off the back of their Forerunner and then them putting a tire into this storage unit. So, yeah, if you go to East Idaho News, it's a really good timeline. They just connect it all together as to what happened. But do you want to start reading?
I'll start it. But it's the weird thing about this, it starts like in the middle of a sentence, right?
Yeah, it's not the whole affidavit. I
It's
think they've
definitely
just
not
gone
the
and
whole. So if it
taken.
doesn't, so
They've
I'm
gone
just
and
going to start from the
taken.
first. I'm just going to start from the first complete sentence.
Okay.
It was only after this that mother tried to contact Gilbert Police Department. Again, mother fails to state at the time. I see the lighting is awful. At the time of these incidents, she had already signed a new lease in Rexburg, Idaho, right next door to her aunt. So this is the niece, Lori Vallow Daybell. That's who it is. This is the
Mhm.
name of the aunt's mother. States she is fond of and reserves judgment about with respect to Miss Vallow Daybell's children missing. Mother also withholds the fact that law enforcement executed a search warrant on the mother's home and for her cell phone in attempt to find Miss Vallow Daybell's children. Mother is also well aware that the investigation into the attempt on father's life is still ongoing and that the charges could be brought against those involved at any time. Further, father has never claimed residency in any state other than Arizona. He still has a legal residence in Arizona, and the children are still legally enrolled in the Arizona School District. So, next paragraph says father denies the allegations of paragraph 14. This is legal stuff of the motion as stated as the father made the 911 call. He had just been shot at and he was trying to pursue the shooter and was understandably shaken up. The transcript of the mother provided of the 911 call has all relevant information redacted at the father and will not go into details as far to what the information is redacted or any other than to say that he knows the shooter was mother's uncle Alex Cox. Further, a new recent story released out of Idaho proves that Alex Cox was not in the storage unit as mother alludes to in her motion, but rather the person at the storage unit in the surveillance video was no other than Chad Daybell. Father will be producing evidence once permitted to do so by the law enforcement and will support father's assertions throughout the case. See attached. And then there's a sentence. It says father denies the allegations of paragraph 15 of the motion as written, although father's uh, petition of to modify legal decisions legal decision makings and parenting times was filed in December. That's the end of that page. You want to take the next one? Oh, Bridget. Bridget.
I forgot to unmute myself.
Oh,
I was just
like
talking
hello.
away.
Hey, Red Rum Media. Okay,
Hey,
so
Mum.
that's the first page of the affidavit that came out, which says the guy who was in the storage unit was Chad Daybell.
Yeah, and East Idaho News zoomed in on the video to show how he walked and all the rest of it, and you could clearly tell the difference between Chad Daybell and Alex Cox. So it was definitely Chad at the day of that shooting, and they were saying, like I said before, like that car that was used in the shooting had usually had a tire attached to the back, so you couldn't get through the back window, and it had been removed. And that was the same day that you see them wheeling. You see Chad wheeling that a tire, not the tire. We don't know that for a fact, but wheeling a tire into the storage facility. So definitely pretty damning circumstantial evidence. Okay, so Rexburg. Enhanced higher quality surveillance footage appears to answer questions about who visited Lori Daybell's storage unit in Rexburg last year, which is what I said. The video may provide insights into the disappearance of her children, Joshua, JJ Vallow, and Tylee Ryan, who have been missing since September last year. She is in the Madison County Jail on $1 million bail and charged with 2 counts of felony child desertion and non-support of children, along with several misdemeanors. She rented the unit as self-storage plus in Rexburg on October 1st. Over the next 2 months, she and sometimes 1 or 2 men visited the locker 10 times. So it was 9 times in October and once in November. Personal belongings were put into storage, including children's items, photo album, blankets, featuring pictures of children, and bikes and scooters. The big question is who was with her when she visited the facility on October 2nd? So this would have been the day of the shooting. Meanwhile, in Arizona, that morning in Gilbert, Arizona, Brandon Boudreaux was shot at, oh no, that was the day that he was shot at, while driving home from the gym. At the time, he was married to Lori's niece, Melani, how do you say her last name? Pawlowski. And court documents.
Hold on. I'm going to say that's
Pawlowski.
Pawlowski.
Okay. And yeah. Court documents show he had a large life insurance policy and assets totaling more than $1 million. He's cute as F as well. The bullet missed Boudreaux's head by inches, and police say the person who shot at him was driving a Jeep registered to Charles Vallow, Lori's former husband. At this point, Vallow had been dead for nearly 3 months, and Tylee routinely drove the Jeep, but she had been missing for about a month. Rich Robertson, a private investigator from Arizona, said police have strong evidence Alex Cox, Lori's brother, was the driver and may have been the one who took the shot. Arizona police have not confirmed who they believe was driving the Jeep when the shooting occurred. Pawlowski has denied she had anything to do with the attempt on Boudreaux's life, and her lawyers said Cox could not have been in Arizona and Idaho at the same time. She came forward and just to interrupt into that and said that it admitted that it was her that had arranged this. So I'm not sure about that part. Here's what we see on the video of the Rexburg storage unit that day. Surveillance video shows Daybell driving into the business in her blue Nissan Rogue with a man East Idaho News.com originally thought was Alex Cox, her brother. A closer look at her hands video shows that it's Chad Daybell, her now husband, based on the man's walk, look, and mannerisms. Timestamps on the video show a blue Rogue arriving at 1:25 p.m., but the owner of the storage facility says clocks were off by 1 hour, so Lori actually pulled in at 2:25 p.m. She made her way to the door of the building where her unit was, and 2 minutes later at 2:27 got out of the vehicle when a man we believe is Chad. You can watch this video on eastidaho.com. Very interesting. At 2:29, he pulls the tire out of the back of the Rogue and rolls it into the storage unit. 1 minute later, he and Lori carried in what appears to be a removable rear car seat. They put it in the locker, shut the door, and leave the facility. The entire visit was 7 minutes. The next day, surveillance footage shows a second man visiting the storage unit back in Idaho with Laurie around 2:11 p.m. This man, likely Cox, her brother, walks differently than Chad and carries the tyre out rather than rolling it. He also carries the car seat by himself rather than working with her like the day before. Originally, it was thought the vehicle seat could be a tote with something hanging over the edge, but the enhanced footage appears to clear up the confusion. It's unknown where Laurie and Cox took the seat and tyre after leaving the storage facility. And so there was another picture there of him carrying that seat, which they originally thought was a tote.
Now, you know what I'm doing right here, since I got the two pictures. I'm looking at them side by side, and it's clearly one dude is bigger than the other, without a doubt.
Yep. Yeah, you can tell. You can tell. So they went and enhanced this footage. And, yeah, just the way they walked, the mannerisms, appearance, build, that kind of thing. So it was definitely...
Do you want me to read the top part here?
Yeah, okay.
I'll read that. It's small, but I'll read it. The tire and the seat are noteworthy because the man Jeeps have spare tires on the back door and on the rear window will not open if the tire is attached.
That's what I
When
said,
the tire is off, windows are open. The windows are open. It's possible the tire and the seat put into the storage unit until the day of the shooting were from the Jeep, and Cox could have been the driver when Boudreaux was shot at. So
we will not know, though, because Cox
sense.
was found dead a few months later.
Too. I'll finish the next one if you want me to, since it's small.
Sure, yeah. Bring that picture down so you can see the character. Yeah, they thought it was a tote.
Can you see that little writing underneath that?
Yeah, it says a man who appears to be Alex Cox carries a tyre and a car seat out of a unit at Self Storage Plus on October 3rd. Yeah, so the day after Brandon was shot at.
Okay, so they tried to kill him at that. Well, that's what we're speculating, is that he tried to kill them then.
Yeah, with him being dead, and with the evidence that is out there. I mean, I know that the niece hasn't named Cox as the shooter, but I think she has admitted to having involvement in it.
All right, well, it says Cox other appearances. That wasn't the only time Cox appeared at the Self Storage Plus. On October 6th, he returned by himself in a silver pickup truck and went back 5 other times that month, including a visit on October the 28th with a man who appears to be Chad. Chad's former wife, Tammy, had died 9 days earlier, and her funeral was held October 22nd. Cox and Daybell stayed 6 minutes and dropped off bikes and other items. Cox can't comment on his visits to the unit because he died suddenly in December. His death is still under investigation. This shit's crazy. This shit is just.
And Tammy Daybell, Chad's ex-wife, her body was exhumed, but we still haven't heard back on the autopsy results on that one.
And there's one more little sentence here, and it says, the last time that anyone visited the storage locker was November the 24th. Laurie and Chad Daybell, who returned to Idaho from their honeymoon, came 4 minutes and left the personal belongings of JJ and Tylee. They never returned, and Rexburg police have seized all the items found in the unit.
Oh boy.
So,
That is a good point in this next picture.
And you have to realize a lot of this information isn't being told to us, because you know why? A lot of these police officers are realizing that some people, either we might ruin investigation, or we might solve an investigation, and they don't want either one of that.
That's true.
That is very
true. This is a good point on this picture. Would Alex Cox have been grabbing his sisters, but
No, I always knew that was Chad Daybell. I
yeah,
always knew that was him.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Like, come on, guys, get your shit together. Like, completely sloppy. I mean, I don't know. I've never actually planned a killing in my entire life. Don't think I will. But
No.
crazy stuff. You're next.
Oh my gosh, now we're going to get into some interesting crap.
Oh, yes.
Um, this is, I guess, some of the beliefs in Chad's and Laurie's kind of doomsday cult, as it's been touted. So, multiple probations, a minimum of 9 mortal lives to become exalted, but more to become gods. After 2 mortal lives, you can choose to sign a light contract or a dark contract. Choosing light or dark isn't permanent. That's good. You don't want to be locked into anything, you know. You can choose not to be reborn if you are satisfied with your progress. Your veil grows thinner each time you are reborn. Multiple sealings are possible, but males can choose one true spouse or have many.
Oh, my God.
Sounds familiar?
Hmm.
So translated beings, I wonder what a translated being is. Translated beings cannot die, cannot reproduce, do not need sleep or food, and do not feel the sorrow of the world. Sounds like someone we know. Injury is possible, but healing is accelerated and it's never fatal. Done in multiple phases and tests, usually lasting 3 days. Upon completing the last phase, the Lord appears to the translated. In the physical, it can be any physical ailment from sexual desire to disease to severe fatigue. Emotional, any emotional, mental ailment. Spiritual, a great test of faith, a time of darkness and doubt. Sexual, possible new phase discovered as husband and wife become more united sexually, possibly increasing power vibration. There are 50 dark translated humans. Detectives Hope and Hermosillo have been identified as such. That's a bit creepy. Gosh. Work under the direction of Satan, Lucifer, and Cain. Stats. Vibration, indication of one's spiritual strength. Above certain level, 1,000, garments are no longer necessary.
What?
Did you get to level up and go naked? Higher vibrations can help to thin the veil a little.
Some of this is
Right?
slightly confusing. Just saying.
Yeah, because it's not in context, but okay.
Yeah.
So every time you read and higher vibrations can help to thin the veil. I wonder why you want to thin the veil. Libido, 1 to 100. It must be the score. Indication of sex drive. Trust level, indication of how much someone can be trusted. It's no brainer. Light, dark percentage, indication of how much light and darkness dwell in one's body. So they must take all of this into account.
Here we go. This next
Okay.
one's interesting.
Voodoo. Zombies. Human bodies that have had their original spirits forced from them and have been possessed by either a demon, originally third of the heavenly host who followed Lucifer, disembodied spirit, once living human spirits who have chosen not to be reborn into another probation, or a worm slug, creature controlled by Lucifer that enters the body to control the host. Spirits can be pushed from their bodies during traumatic events or deadly injury. Spirits pushed out are trapped in limbo as the body they're tied to is still living but cannot be occupied by them anymore. This is concerning.
Craziness.
Want me to keep going?
If you want to, it's up to you. Sure.
Let's do this one. Spirits trapped in limbo cannot progress to a new mortal life and cannot re-enter their existing body. The only way to move forward is to await the death of their current possessed body. This is an illegal action against heavenly law performed by the possessor. Teleportation. When translated beings are needed, they may, with the Lord's permission, teleport to the necessary location to perform their assigned duties. Dark and light portals. Physical objects all around us have ties to the spiritual world and can open portals and gateways of both light and darkness through which light and dark entities may pass. Children of the firstborn and the 144,000. The Church of the Firstborn is a higher organization, and God's Church is its truest form on earth. The mysteries of God are revealed to those who have become part of it. Terrestrial blessings and locations begin to be revealed to members. Doctrines add to, but not replace, those of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Prophet of the Mormon Church presides over the general congregation, while others are called specifically to run the Church of the Firstborn. Multiple branches throughout the world, the 144,000 are called to bring to pass all signs of the second coming of Christ. Multiple groups specializing in different powers and activities. Chad and Laurie's group specializes in healing and music.
Oh my lord.
Oh boy.
I mean, that's a whole lot of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Like possession and limbo and whoa.
Crazy shit, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Do you want to do this one? Pronounce that?
Sure. If you could just tell me what that word's
Yeah.
it's parochial
Melchi
order. Is that that's not is that that's not parochial. That's
patriarchal
patriarchal
or yeah,
order or
of the
the
holy
holy
shit priesthood.
Melchizedek.
That's
Melchizedek.
pretty good. I'll go with that. I'll go with that.
Melchizedek.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
That's what it looks like. I mean,
Oh,
but you know what's crazy? And you look through this stuff, like you got Mormons, and there are people who are Mormons. Then you've got people who are based under the Mormons, who are like the Church of the Latter Day Saints. Um, and then you got people underneath that who are like the FLDS. Like there's a lot of people who branch off from Mormon that go to an extreme level. Wouldn't you
go to
say?
Whoopi Land. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly reading this, I know a lot of it previously wasn't in context, but it's starting to, some of these paragraphs are really starting to, you know, become clearer about exactly what it is they believe.
All right, so let me finish reading this one. The Patriarchal Order of the Holy Melchizedek. No, I can't say it.
Now, you had it before.
Melchizedek priesthood. A higher priesthood bestowed to Chad by Peter, James, and John. Who the hell are Peter? Like the prophets, Peter, James, and John?
The disciples.
Oh, yeah, like
A
the
higher priesthood
like the
was bestowed. Yeah,
Dark's church
yeah.
priesthood. Satan is God's exact opposite. Lucifer has a body, was once an apostle and fell. Cain was the dark being to be translated in his creation and walks the earth with 50 dark translated beings to prevent daily the Lord's second coming.
Which
Spiritual gifts.
apparently two of those 50 people are two of the detectives on this case.
Hmm.
I know who the
Spiritual.
other 48. Sorry.
Gifts and powers. People can manipulate to the elements to do the Lord's will and bring to pass signs of his second coming. If you can imagine it, it's real. Oh boy.
Oh, rightio.
I am imagining myself with hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars.
It's real.
It's
It's
not
real,
real.
looks. Oh my
Not real.
gosh.
All right. If you imagine it, it's real. A. Every fantastic idea is a reality somewhere. Magic, wizards, sorcery, witches, etc. Spells and
Mm.
curses in Harry Potter are real. Oh my god.
Mm.
Oh my god. Spells and curses in Harry Potter are real and require great focused will to use. Oh,
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, little taken back by that one. Supernatural creatures, dragons, giants, fairies, centaurs. What are centaurs?
Centaurs.
Centaurs.
I think they're kind of like a giant as well, but oh my god.
Spiritual weapons, dark and light weapons, weapons that can be perceived by terrestrial beings that injure and will scar the spirit. Cords is the B. I'll finish this up here.
Okay.
Cords tied to people and things both can light and dark that influence us. I don't know. That didn't flow that nicely, but that's what it says. Right? See it?
Yeah, chords.
Cords
Yeah,
and
that tie to people and things, both light and dark, that
right.
influence us. Mm.
And we have spiritual healing. Healing uh mal
Malachite. Oh,
mal
malachite.
healing
Malachite.
Malachi. Is it Malachi or Malachite?
Oh yeah, malachite. Yeah, you might be right. Malachite. I
Malachi.
think
But it says ITE. Wouldn't that be it?
it could
Malachite.
be. Silent.
All right, we're gonna do healing malachite solution balm because that's what it looks like to
Okay.
me. If I'm
Right.
wrong and somebody understands, hey, the bride clad, hey, sweetheart. Um,
Hello.
I'm sorry, I'm
It's
reading.
nuts.
Thanks a lot. Malachite is said to have healing properties administered by calling on in a blessing. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's Malachi or Malachite.
Malachi sounds right to me. So this next bit
Now,
is
is
Brandon speaking.
on the bottom it says here. What does that say? When Melanie is that her niece?
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
All right. See, I don't know the
Is
name.
it Melanie or Melani? I don't
Maybe
know.
it's Melani. It looks like Melani,
Hmm.
but I wasn't sure. So forgive us. We didn't even go through this before we actually did this whatsoever.
No,
So
this is
this is
just
us
crazy.
looking at this is for the first time. You're looking at this for the first time as well. When Melani began sharing all of these things with me, I tried to keep an open mind. I'd only met her 4 days previous, but felt
Oh,
very uncomfortable around her. I believe there was more
very
to
comfortable around her.
very comfortable around her, but felt very comfortable around her. My bad. I would have felt uncomfortable. That's why I came
Hmm.
up. I believe there is more to the gospel than what I have seen so far, but I've never thought it would sound like this. The
No
ideas
shit.
seemed harmless at first, and she sounded pretty certain about some of them, so she talked about how she learned some of these things in the temple and others from Chad and Lori. Upon first meeting Chad and Lori, I didn't get a bad impression of them, but they did seem different. I didn't think anything of that, as I feel like that was fairly normal feeling to experience. I didn't give them much thought, as they said they were planning on taking off and I'd be taking the reins concerning care of Melani. They said they'd be going to Hawaii and invite me to come visit sometime. Later, Melani explained porting, and that they could travel there by that method.
Yeah, let's teleport to
What the
Hawaii.
porting? What the frick is
Yeah,
port?
it saves on airfares.
What is porting?
Teleporting.
And what is that?
Uh, Immediately going from one place to the other,
Oh,
like in Star Trek. Beam me up,
oh,
Scotty.
so like in Harry Potter?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah,
I can't
yeah.
believe I can't believe I just read that. Like honestly, I can't
Everything
believe that
in
just came out of my
Harry
mouth.
Potter is true.
Yeah, no. The first time, all right, let me finish these two. I'm not the best out loud reader. It really makes me feel stupid. I really hate it.
No, you're doing fine.
The first time hearing all of these new beliefs was a jolt. I was
Shit.
looking I was looking for someone spiritual, but this was a leap beyond that into concerning territory. I had fears and doubts, but I trusted Melani and I wanted to give her a fair chance. So I continued to listen and ask questions in hopes it would click me it clicked for me. It never did. I understand that there, dude. Understand it. There were fun and exciting ideas, but like many of them were ripped straight out of Dungeons and Dragons manual. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like I had no
Seriously.
idea. Like this is just getting weirder. And as I'm saying, like I'm reading this and I'm going along with you guys. Like, oh, this just keeps getting crazier.
What?
As I'm reading, I'm like, am I really reading these words? Is this what's coming out of my mouth? Yes, it's on the page. You're reading it too.
And this was submitted to court.
Oh my lord. Loco. Between stats, accounts of dark and light weapons, and words spoken in blessing, it sounded like someone had created a tabletop RPG based on the Bible. While living
Role
something
role playing game.
while living something like that appealed to me, I couldn't find anything to confirm it had as I prayed and asked. I figured anyone calling to something like this, or yeah, I figured anyone called to something like this would struggle. But how else would they be made aware of things like this? I continue to try to keep an open mind and proceed with caution. Melani began to share that she feared for the lives of the two children based on a dream she had when where they came to her. They brought her tidings of great joy. Her daughter thanked her for allowing. Hold on. I'm getting like a frog in my throat. Her daughter thanked her for allowing her the freedom to use her agency until the end. This concerned me and made my heart ache for her. I felt there was no way anything could have happened without people finding out. And you can move on to the next page.
Right. We married faster than any sane couple would, but we both felt it was right. On our wedding night, she began to elaborate on the ideas she shared earlier about her children coming to her. She explained zombies and her fears about what Chad and Laurie stated concerning the original spirits being caught in limbo until the body's dead. She stated that Brandon had been possessed by a demon or another dark entity sometime after June of, will be last year. She was told either through revelation or by Chad, or that something would happen to him, that something needed to happen to him in order for his spirit to progress and for the Lord's plan to continue. She didn't take well to the idea of her husband dying as part of the Lord's plan, but didn't think action would be taken by anyone. She still loves Brandon and would never wish any ill on him. It just sounded to her like it would be something that happened on its own when it was his time. This is where things started becoming concerning to me. She shared the idea that Chad and Laurie could have directed Al to take a shot at Brandon. It wasn't anything she was sure about. The concern began when she was called into the Gilbert PD and asked about Chad, Laurie, and Alex after the attempt on Brandon's life. She later was given the impression that the bullet needed to move 5 inches so as not to hit Brandon. Initially, to me, it sounded like this was told to her by Chad. The discussion moved to Chad and Laurie's missing children. At the time, only JJ was counted as missing, and the Rexburg PD had conducted raids on Melani's apartment along with Al's. Melani had been told by Chad and Laurie that their children had been possessed and had become zombies. She shared concerns that she's been told Brandon needed to die, and that may indicate that Tylee and JJ needed to die as well. She
Oh
told me,
my God.
"No, they're dead." Shit.
I never thought they were
No,
alive.
but
Never.
no, I didn't
This just
either. No,
confirms.
it really does. It really does. She told me she was worried that Al may have had to take care of the kids. Oh no. She explained that Al had great faith and never wavered in his trust in the Lord. No task would be too difficult or great for him. When I asked for clarification, she restated her concern verbatim. At that point, I became severely worried, but told myself there's no way I just married into a situation so sinister. I spent the next 2 days trying to justify my actions and reassure myself that everything was fine, but I couldn't get to that point. My ex-wife, Natalie, had been asking for Melani's name so she could check her out on social media and get an idea of who she is. Melani had been adamant that I not share her full name with anyone for fear that Brandon may locate and harass her. I couldn't justify that and eventually gave Natalie Melani's full name. On Tuesday, December 2nd, I got a call from my mother. She'd just gotten off the phone with Natalie. When we divorced, Natalie made a point to cut herself off from my entire family and hadn't spoken to any of them for at least 8 months. She had made as little contact with me as possible, but hadn't been unkind since the initial conflict of divorce. My mother told me she'd just received a video call from Natalie. Natalie was terrified. She'd managed to reach Brandon through his business and heard his side of things. She'd been told Melani was in a cult and that she had tried to have him killed. While I didn't and still don't believe she had anything to do with his attempted murder, I was still terrified at the possibility. The next morning on the way to work, Natalie called and we were discussing how to handle this in order to keep our kids safe. She told me she'd be going in to meet with the police. I told her I'd go along and lay out everything I understand. I saw 2 possibilities. The first was that Melani isn't who I thought she was, and I keep myself and my family out of a dangerous situation. The second was that Melani has been taken advantage of, and I'm going to get her out of a messy situation and heal. Do you want me to keep going? Yeah, I can keep going.
It's up to you because honestly, God, I'm sitting here. I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. So
Okay, take a break.
I'll go
That's
take
right.
a break. Yeah. So
Yeah.
give me 1 second. You do
Oh my
that.
gosh, this is
I need
just
to
like
go lose the
no.
This is crazy stuff.
Okay, skip.
This
This is
went crazier
like
than I ever thought. This went nuts. All right, give me a second. You keep going. I'll be right back. I'm gonna keep
yeah,
listening.
no, I'm okay. When meeting with the police, I intended to share things as I understood. Detectives Hope and Hermosillo were present, along with an FBI agent named Ricky. I've since shared all of my concerns with Melani and have gotten clarification on some of them. What I shared with the police were the ideas that Chad, Laurie, and Alex may have planned shooting at Brandon, and that Tylee and JJ may be in serious danger if Melani's fears have any validity. If shooting at Brandon was indeed based on the idea that he was not longer actually Brandon and needed, as in being possessed, and needed to die as part of the Lord's plan, then the kids' lives could be forfeited based on the idea that they're not really Tylee and JJ anymore. I shared that Melani had concerns about them participating in the shooting and was against anyone trying to hurt him. She couldn't see them doing these things, but she also knew they would follow the Lord's will as they saw it. I shared ideas about earthquakes being prepared in SLC, I'm not sure what that is, and that it was believed that there would be a time when the quakes hit that many possessions would occur there due to the high number of injured there would be. Such a thing would be a huge threat to God's plan and would need to be dealt with directly. Al and Zeluna had stayed in Las Vegas and were preparing earthquakes all the time. I spoke with the police. I shared concerns for the safety of my kids and Natalie. I offered to help in any way I can. I then allowed them to pull data from my phone. I met with them again the following afternoon and restated what I knew for a few other detectives, Lieutenant Ball and another FBI agent named Travis. They shared some mild concern about me potentially spying for Chad and Laurie. I explained that I was there because I was concerned primarily for the safety of my kids and that I wanted to get Melani out of this if possible. They gave me a recording device that looked like a thumb drive on a keychain. My plan was to record anything I thought could help locate Tylee and JJ, locate Chad and Tori, and understand that Chad and Laurie, and understand what happened when Brandon was shot at. If I thought Chad and Laurie were going to be calling, I'd turn on the recorder and just let it run until they'd hung up. I don't feel that anything substantial was recorded, as Chad and Laurie never talked about the kids or their location. Most of the conversation consisted of everyone commiserating about the current circumstances, discussing religious ideas, and just catching up. In addition to the recordings, I would talk with Ricky, and he'd let me know about things that may come up in conversation. He was never specific, but would give me enough information for me to know when it came up. These tips turned into Tammy's body being exhumed and Al's passing. On December 19th, Detective Hermosillo contacted me and told me they had another warrant for Al's apartment next door. He asked if I'd give them the code to the garage so they wouldn't have to break the door in. I shared the code. I didn't see any reason not to. They went in with a forensics team and looked for any evidence of JJ having been there. Melani saw them there and spent the afternoon at my apartment. That night I went to the apartment and looked around to see what they had been doing or if they'd taken anything. I also wanted to see the warrants to understand what they'd been looking for. After looking around, I went to see Melani at my apartment. I finally broke down and told her that I'd spoken with the police and didn't believe any of this. I didn't know how she would react, but I couldn't hang on to the stress anymore. Of course, she was hurt, feeling betrayed, but she reassured me that she loves me and that she understands why I did it. At that time, I didn't share that I'd been recording anything. I wasn't sure if we'd hear from Chad and Laurie again. Oh, this is full on, guys. You there, Ginger? No?
I'm back.
Reading. Are you there? I need to go to the toilet.
You
make
do?
me to go to the toilet? Yes.
All right, now do me a favor. Where were we?
Page 5 pages from the back, because you've got. Oh, hang on. I'll see if it has anything on the bottom. No, it doesn't.
Wait. What's the bottom part? What's the top? Believe any of this. Believe any of this.
So
it's the next page. You went through a page. Okay, so where?
Yes.
Where am I starting?
Over on that paragraph. Believe any of this.
Oh, over the following week, you mean?
Yep.
All right, I'll do that. You go ahead.
Thank you.
I'm not the best reader, y'all, but I try my best. That's one thing. Like, when it comes to reading and reading out loud, like when people ask me to read, like for weddings, I'm like, nope. I'd rather get up and say something, but reading out loud, I can't stand it. Okay, so with that being said, And now you realize why I'm a horrible reader. I just don't like reading out loud. Okay. Over the following week, we had discussions in our situation room, in our situations, and I came to understanding things a little bit better. She was legitimately afraid of the ideas I'd shared with the police and the FBI, but they weren't anything she had any proof of. As I've spoken with her and dug into details, I've come to believe that she truly does not know anything about who shot at Brandon or where the kids have gone. She only has what if scenarios that she shared. I'm worried that I jumped the gun and I have sent the authorities on yet another wild goose chase, along with prompting them to light up the national media with pieces of what I shared. My intent was to protect my family and help solve the case of the kids' disappearance, not smearing anyone in the public eye. I certainly didn't want to give Brandon any ammo to hurt Melani any more than he already has. I still have my doubts, primarily not I still have my doubts. Primarily, why not turn to the police first instead of disappearing if you claim your life is in danger? Good point.
Yeah, very good.
Why leave your innocent niece here to clean up the mess and encourage her
Mm,
not to have or not to cooperate with any of the authorities? Because they're selfish, horrible people.
mm-hmm.
That's why.
I throw her under the bus easy.
Mm-hmm. Why not simply provide proof that the kids are okay and put this end to this insanity, which still hasn't happened? Isn't it odd that the two detectives assigned to your case happen to be two of the Kane's dark filth? Does that say
50.
filthy? Oh, 50.
50.
Yeah,
I want to know who the other
Kane's
48
Dark 50.
are.
Everyone trying to do their job and save these kids are either evil or deceived. No. If
No.
your kids are missing and it doesn't come up once during a handful of lengthy conversations.
Yeah.
Exactly. If your kids are missing and like you have a conversation with someone and you don't talk about it, yeah, that's suspicious beyond belief.
Like he said with the recording them, like they were just catching up or talking about religion, or not once did they mention the kids.
Mm-mm. All right. My second. All right, here I am. There are so many more that I have. I don't ever want to have anything to do with those two after this. Melani
Can't
has
blame you.
Melani has been put through the ringer because of their paran is that paranoia?
Yeah.
Of their paranoia. I can't read like the way my thing printed out. It's not as easy because I'm not reading it
No.
from the computer. I definitely need eyeglasses, but I gotta just go, okay. I gotta get them, but I don't ever
Mm.
wear them. Paranoia, and it is now the hot seat. I went through the ringer of their paranoia and is now the hot seat because I went to the police and tried to help. I know she's done nothing wrong and I want her free from this.
Bullshit.
I will no longer openly cooperate with the police or the FBI, but I will through a lawyer. My final straw was when I received a call on Friday from Ricky when he threatened charges of lying to a federal officer or federal office and or being an accessory. This is why I hate reading. Being an accessory in the disappearance of Tylee and JJ, because Melani, my doubts with her, her world shattered. She couldn't answer those questions because she does not want. She, this sounds so confusing to me. Am I reading this right? She couldn't answer those questions because she does not want. She believes about those things anymore. That's what that sentence says. Are you reading that?
It might have skipped a line when it printed.
It just
Couldn't
said she
clearly.
could. she couldn't answer those questions because she.
No, it says it couldn't clearly answer questions about the religious aspects of the investigation.
Oh, I don't
After I
have
shared,
that.
it's gone and skipped a line. Maybe you need some more ink.
Well,
I
no,
don't
because
know.
I got everything else done. Why don't you finish this side? Because I don't see that at all.
Okay. Um, After I shared my doubts with her, her world shattered. She couldn't answer those questions because she doesn't know what she believes about those things anymore. Convenient. There was so much information dumped on her by Chad and Laurie that she can't remember what she learned from them, from the podcast she listened to, or on her own. A 20-year veteran FBI agent throwing a hissy fit after one shaky interview tells me all I need to know about how they want to handle this. She didn't trust authorities before because of how poorly the AF treated her when she went to pick up her kids with a court order in hand.
Now I can read this next one. It's nice and big.
These are texts. Okay, so who are these texts? Ian's text to ex-wife Natalie concerning Melani's knowledge of Brandon's attempted murder.
Okay, so who's Ian? I forget who Ian is. Is Ian.
Okay, so Ian was married to Natalie. Brandon was married to Natalie.
Right. Brandon got divorced and then married Melani, correct?
Yep. And
And
Ian
so Ian
must have been
did they get
Natalie's
divorced?
husband.
But he
Well,
says
it says
ex-wife.
yeah, so maybe they were married before Brandon and Natalie got
These
married.
people get married an awful lot over there.
Jeez.
Jeez
Die,
Louise.
and this is messy. Hey, look,
It
they've
is.
even lifted. They haven't redacted the phone number.
Okay, so this is another ex-husband of Natalie. Natalie was married to Brandon. Brandon left Natalie for Melani, who was Lori Vallow's niece. So
Jeez,
yeah,
bottom.
it's if you can try to figure that one out. If I could like put like, okay, here's this
And the
person
phone
who's
number's
separate.
there, and the first number. The phone number is there too.
Oh, it is there, ain't it? Kind of weird. All right, don't respond. I need you to encourage Brandon to keep info he gets on the down low until I get this sorted out. I want to help, but it will be a tough every start figure out why I'm every starts figure out why I'm learning.
What I'm
So
learning.
it's
I think he means to say it will be tough if everyone starts figuring out
oh,
what
if
I'm learning.
everyone, yeah, I was like, ugh, I forgot. Text people
Yeah,
like, oh, she
yeah.
didn't know beforehand what was going to happen. They made an attempt, failed, and I told her about it after the fact. I understand that he doesn't want the kids around because of all of this, but I believe she can see them. It would put a huge dent in her trust with her uncles. She's scared and had been told her two middle children are dead. She has a family court date on 12/11. I'm trying to get her to go.
Right.
And then there's another part of it here.
Yeah. So Natalie
And
back to Ian.
is this Natalie to him?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
from Natalie. I'm assuming it's back to Ian.
Okay. Who are they trying to convince to go to court here?
Um,
As I'm reading this,
Melani.
Melani.
Melani, because remember before Melani had the dream about two of her kids coming to her, and
Mm-hmm.
so it just said the two middle kids there, so she must have at least four children. I think she does have four
Well,
children.
I've seen the oldest brother. He's been around with the grandparents.
All right, that's no. I'm talking about Melani's kids, not
Oh,
not
Melani's. I see how crazy and twisted this gets.
yeah. But remember
There's so
before
many
it's
people involved.
and this one there, yeah, in that last text it said she's scared and has been told her two middle children are dead. So that means she's got at least four children.
Has
Melani
to.
has
But
because the two,
I thought JJ, right, was the youngest.
yeah, yeah, he was adopted
Right, and
from
he was
the
adopted nonetheless. Oh my God.
yeah by the third husband who's dead. Then the fourth husband who was killed by Laurie's brother Alex Cox. they had Tylee, and now Chad is her fifth husband. I don't know anything about the first or second husbands. I don't think they come into this at all, thank God, because it's hard enough to keep up. So this is Natalie then replying back to Ian.
All right, why don't I read that and then you can read that last page because it's tiny. It's tiny. I can't read that.
Yep.
Okay, this next text. I don't know if I can convince her to go to the family court hearing on Wednesday. I'm trying, but she got an answer last night from God himself. Her uncles have her so wrapped up. They're telling her she needs to move to Ammon. Where's Ammon?
I don't know.
Is it Ammon or Ammon?
Yeah. Ammon?
That's not going to happen because I'm not going to leave Rexburg. They think it has something to do with jurisdiction. Dumbest thing ever. That's the dumbest thing ever? That's the dumbest thing ever?
Yeah.
Don't respond. Just wanted to update you earlier because I had a quick second to call. Stay safe.
Jeez.
But that was the dumbest thing ever. Okay.
That's the dumbest thing ever out of everything. And what is this, Exhibit 11?
The rest of it makes so much sense.
Ah, yes. And so we'll finish here with an email from Natalie Pawlowski to Mark Bell. I don't know who he is. Mark Bell, ATC @gmail.com. We can email him and ask. We can email Natalie her emails there. Natalie Pawlowski @08.
That would have to do with her second marriage. Lori Vallow. Would you say what this guy's name was?
I know Daybell.
If that's another Daybell, yeah, then he's associated with Chad.
But it says Mark Bell, not Daybell.
Mark Bell. Yeah, don't know who Mark Bell is then.
What is ATC? Anyone know?
What is what?
Mark Bell ATC @gmail.com. What is ATC? Anyway,
he could might do with the cult. Who knows?
I might get a context here. So it says, "Hi Mark. So I shared the information that you gave me and relayed it, and basically on their wedding night, she laid out the whole cult thing, but didn't say it was a cult, and he was just so confused. Anyway, she told him that, so she's talking about Brandon and Melani on their wedding night. Anyway, she told him that in March, a demon possessed my body and my spirit came to her in a vision or a dream and told her this. She was interrogated by the police for 5 hours yesterday and told my ex that 2 of the police officers were possessed with the spirits of 2 of the original 12 disciples of Cain. She told him that my kids' spirits were full of light, but that can change basically at any moment. She has isolated him pretty badly, like she has driven him to work every day this week for one reason or another. Won't let him talk to his family, makes him listen to weird podcasts where he feels this pit in his stomach that she tells him that there are light and dark weapons and the bad feelings are the dark weapons. She said that in a past life she was the niece of Jesus. Look, my ex is not the best person in the world, but I am legitimately scared for my own life and my kid's life and my ex's. I heard something about a missing person that she may be involved in, but don't know the details on that one. I think this is an email to law enforcement of some kind. I have literally no idea what to do. I think he is planning on going to the police for some help, and I'm thinking she might blame me and come after me. I mean, if she's convinced that I'm a demon and God tells her to kill me, I could end up another missing person case. He is terrified that he asked me to take the kids away on his weekend, which is next weekend, because he doesn't want them around her. He has never done that ever. He said that she didn't want me learning her last name because I would contact her ex-husband and he would tell me that she tried to kill him and she's in a cult. I've never seen anyone so terrified. He told me to look up the name Alex Cox and Chad Daybell. I'm so sorry for dragging you into this, but I have no idea what to do. Can you just get this email to the right people? Have them help us. Have us help them. I don't know. Thanks, Natalie Pawlowski. Wow.
Kind of crazy stuff, if you ask me.
I'm kind of speechless. I'm like, wow.
The whole Harry Potter, Dungeons and Dragons, like really? What is this,
I
Game
want to
of
know who
Thrones?
I want to know who the other 48 dark spirits are.
It sounds like this is Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
I didn't even watch
it's
it, but
dragons and
crazy stuff, man.
possessions, and the worst part in that was like about JJ and Tyler being possessed and being zombies, and
Now, how did they? Now, here's a question that this is doesn't really have anything. But was JJ? How was JJ adopted? Were they adopted by an agency overseas? Is
I've
his mother still
never,
around? Is his
I've,
biological
yeah,
mother?
that's a good point. You would think that media would have probably tried to hunt them down for a I'm thinking
Interview of some
maybe it's a
sort?
yeah, so I'm thinking maybe it's a private adoption and they don't, know
Could
who
be.
they are.
Sounds like it.
And we know that, the third husband is the adoptive father of JJ. So he's dead. Um, the
Everybody's
fourth
dead
husband,
in this whole
yeah, the
story. Everybody's dead
fourth husband's dead.
except
We
for this
still have
Brandon dude who's hiding, and the niece is still alive.
Melani, yeah,
I wonder what their
but
plans with her were.
the way it reads in there is that Alex was kind of the hitman for God. So did he kill the third husband? We know he killed the fourth husband.
And that's
We
the
don't know
brother,
how.
right?
Yeah, Laura's brother. We don't know how Tammy, Chad's ex-wife, died because that she's been exhumed. But
Again, they're now doing an autopsy for real.
yeah, and we don't know how she died. First they
We
said
will.
that
We
was
will.
natural causes, and now they're saying superficial. Oh, yeah, absolutely we will.
And we'll know how he
Um,
died.
and how Alex died. So Alex is probably suicide.
Now, I'm surprised she's still in jail, but no one's given them the money for her to bail out, which I honestly thought she'd be out by now, but she's not. Do
Well,
you
someone
think? Do you
one
think
of the
Chad's going to run? Like, is he going to be like, "I'm done with you"?
I thought so, but then someone did point out because East Idaho also were able to grab a bank statement that showed a couple of months ago he had 138,000 in his account. So I was like, why hasn't he bailed her out? 10% surety, 100,000. And someone pointed out, well, he probably spent that on legal fees for her
And not only
because
that, they
she
were
did have,
also
she'd have,
in Hawaii, and they spent a lot of their money in Hawaii.
yeah, so 138,000. They would easily get. She didn't have public defender, so he probably paid for legal counsel and didn't have the $100,000.
They've tried bail
10%.
bonds, and they're like, "Nope,
No one
we're
will
not
touch it.
touching it."
Even though one of the uh, what do you call it? One of the terms of it is that she wears an ankle monitor. They
I
still
don't think
won't
that's
touch it.
enough. I still think she.
They're saying it.
I think if they think who they think they are, if that's
Mhm.
real and that's true, and this isn't made up, so they could just get money, which that's a possibility as well. But they're going to kill
Also,
themselves.
her passport expired as well. So
Doesn't mean she's not going to
um,
try to run. Point. Period.
no, I mean,
She if she got out. This is
I
my
think
firm.
they would
This
do
I think they would. I think they would commit suicide together, like a Romeo and Juliet
suicide
kind of
pact.
thing.
Yep.
They would
Then
be
what
both found
happens?
dead.
Then what happens to the money? I don't. I'm not too sure about.
I don't know. Then if that was what happened, because that's why I said, "Oh my God, you're going to let her out. She's going to kill herself."
Yeah,
Without
that's
us
what'll happen.
knowing where these children are.
Yeah, it'll be a suicide pact. So by the sounds of it, Alex Cox, well, we know he killed the fourth husband. We pretty much can say he took the shot at Brandon. And then it's insinuating in there that
In Tylee's car.
Yes, in Tyler's car. And then it's kind of insinuating in there that the kids were possessed, were zombies, and that
Now,
he's done
did I
something
miss
to
it?
them.
When did they try to shoot at Brandon? Did I miss that part?
October 2nd, I think it was.
So Tylee was already gone.
Yeah.
So they were trying
So
to make
what
it
was,
look
I'm
like
just trying
Tylee
to,
took the shot at him and ran.
yeah, you could say
Is that
that.
what they were trying to do? That's what it sounds
I
like to
think
me.
so.
It sounds
I think
like they
so.
tried to use Tylee's car and all of Tylee's stuff to shoot at
hmm
Brandon, and she's on the run because she tried to shoot at him. And that's why we
hmm
can't find Tylee. She's 17. Doesn't mean 17-year-olds can't do that, but she didn't
Does
seem like the
anyone
type of child to me that would have.
remember what the date was that they were at Yellowstone?
It was in September,
September sometime.
early September.
Maybe. Yeah, I can't think of the date.
I can find. I got
But
it.
you know what? I think we're doing pretty good on this. I think, as far as knowing who's who and that, but for people who aren't, 100% sure who's who, it can be
Hold on, I'm checking this
hard.
out.
This is messy. But I tell you,
There's just so much.
East
There's
Idaho
so
News have done a really, really good job of piecing together October 2nd, October 3rd between the shot at Brandon and the surveillance video. As far as that tire
September
going on the
the
back of
8th.
the Jeep, September the 8th was Yellowstone.
September the 8th was when they were in Yellowstone. Yes.
And it's smoke, guys. This is crazy. This is crazy. So
This
Chad
is
was
not a normal case. No, this is something way out of
so
normal.
basically the disciples made Chad a high priest.
Why? Because he almost got killed by a wave and he didn't die? Didn't you hear that story that's in his book?
No.
Yeah, like there can be a wave. He should have been dead so many times. Thinking to myself, dude, I should have been dead so many times and I'm still walking here. And I'm not kidding.
When we
And
started reading, I think that was something to do with it, like about the a minimum of 9 levels more to be a god.
none of us are gods, yo. None of us. Not one.
They think that they can level up. Seriously, this is like Dungeons and Dragons. They think they can
It's
level up
Scientology on another level.
on a whole new level. This makes Scientology look like
Nice people.
freaking normal.
I wouldn't go that far.
I
Wouldn't
would.
go that far
Oh,
to call Scientology normal. Nothing's normal about Scientology.
I know, but compared to this,
Absolutely nothing.
whee! Holy!
Um,
That only took us an hour and a half to read. Jeez.
only.
Well, probably not.
Well, I'm
Probably,
going to upload this on my page too, so I'm going to probably do that like around 2 o'clock my time.
definitely. Because this is a good thing, like if you're going around doing
Yeah,
your housework or whatever.
I haven't heard this information yet. Have you?
No, no. I think Jay had it on yesterday
Oh, so
or
Jay had it
today.
yesterday.
Yeah, but not
Well,
in
Jay
this
for Justice
detail.
is
Not
always
like,
on top of everything when it
yeah,
comes to
yeah.
stuff like this.
But I think
That
not
girl does her homework. That girl
not
does
all
her
of it.
homework.
So we've gone through everything that is out there, guys, and this is just crazy. So yeah, if you haven't heard these weird things and that, you can replay this. Ginger will have it on her
I'll
channel
replay
while
it
you're
on my
doing.
channel. I'll be there.
Yeah,
I hate listening to
it's good.
myself, especially listening to myself read.
It's It's good if you're doing the housework. You can just put it on and listen to the crazy shit that's
It's crazy. This is stuff that,
the
like, they
Daybell
believe that
cult.
Harry Potter stuff that they did. Mute it myself.
Good
They
one.
believe that. Like, they believe
Harry
Harry
Potter
Potter,
is real.
Dungeons and
Dragons
Dragons. Like,
and fairies
as
are
I
real.
said, it's the Game of Thrones. So
It's
weird.
got shivers.
Because your back door is open?
No, my aircon's on. It's hot.
It's not hot here yet. It's actually miserable out here right now.
Mm.
We got ugh, this
So where could the kids be? You know?
um I don't think JJ's in Yellowstone.
No.
But why
I'm
wouldn't
just wondering if they were
I wonder if
taken
they
care
like
of
left
together
like,
or separately.
or they were like, "Oh, she just met up with a friend, so she's going to go with a friend of hers." I mean, they could have told him any lie on why she wasn't there for the rest of the trip.
Yeah.
He was 7 year old and on the spectrum. He would have believed anything his mom told him.
Grown adults did.
Right. It doesn't make sense. The whole
Melani,
thing doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense.
this is just spooky.
I agree. But I got to go check on my kids now because, they're doing homeschool and my husband is
Mm.
home,
And I got to
but
go to bed.
you're going to go to bed.
2:30. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's
That
2:30 in
tired
the
me
morning?
out. Yeah, that tired me out.
It's 12:30 here in the afternoon.
Yep.
And you're in
Thank
Thursday.
you. I am on Thursday. Thank you for helping me read that.
Oh,
my
yeah,
gosh,
and I'm sorry I'm not the best reader sometimes, especially when people aren't putting it out correctly. Like it's not it becomes like a
It wasn't
hard
printing
read.
correctly, and yeah, it wasn't.
There were
And
certain sentences I didn't have
there's
that I couldn't read.
typos as well. So yeah.
Well, here's me. Here's all the 19 pages of them. I apologize for that. I didn't mean to do that on your channel as I yawned. Uh, Very contagious.
It is contagious.
All right. Well, thank you for
All
having
right.
me on.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Thank you
it.
for coming in. Thanks
Have
to
you seen
everyone for
some of my
coming in.
stupid, silly videos I've been putting up?
I did,
Because I've been
yes.
so bored.
Yes,
And
I did.
I just thought, why not? What else is there to do? If you don't like them, don't watch them. I got nothing.
Yeah.
I have
Mhm.
other things to do around the house, but I have to be careful how I do things because of my back. So
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to overdo it.
I know, and that's the
Mhm.
worst part. Like, is trying to figure out what overdoing it is. And I want a facelift. Look at this. I want that
Me too.
going.
Me too.
Since I've lost weight, this has now began to sag, and I'm like, how do I freaking? I don't have money for plastic surgery, but I'd like the
No.
bottom of my chin to go away. It just kind of.
Man,
My dad's got that too, and I'm like, damn it, I don't want the waddle. I don't want a waddle.
maybe you can join the cult and use some of that balm that they talk about. Thanks for coming in, guys. And don't forget, wash your hands.
Wash your hands. I was going to say